Welcome to today's episode of Medical Device Global Market Access by Pure Global. The host is speaking. For years, medical device manufacturers targeting the Chinese market operated under a relatively stable regulatory framework. The NMPA's Medical Device Classification Catalog was a foundational document providing clear, albeit static, guidance on the regulatory pathway for a given product. This catalog was updated periodically, but the process was infrequent, allowing companies to build long-term strategies around a fixed classification. However, this paradigm has shifted significantly. On June 1, 2026, China's National Medical Products Administration, or NMPA, officially implemented a new dynamic adjustment procedure for its medical device classification catalog. This change, detailed in two key announcements, number 52 and number 69, 53, of 2026, transforms the catalog from a fixed list into a living document that can evolve based on new data and clinical evidence. This move aligns China with a more adaptive, risk-based approach to device oversight. What does this mean in practical terms for manufacturers? It means that the classification of a medical device is no longer set in stone upon initial registration. A device previously classified as Class 2 could be re-evaluated and upgraded to Class 3 based on new post-market data, adverse event reports, or significant technological advancements. Conversely, a device could also be downgraded if evidence suggests its risk profile is lower than initially assessed. This introduces a new layer of regulatory uncertainty and requires a fundamental change in how manufacturers approach their China market strategy. This policy affects every medical device manufacturer, whether you are already established in the Chinese market or are planning to enter it. The responsibility now falls squarely on the manufacturer to continuously monitor the NMPA's updates. A change in classification can have profound consequences, impacting everything from the required clinical data and testing protocols to the review timelines and associated registration fees. A sudden shift from Class 2 to Class 3, for example, triggers a much more stringent, lengthy, and costly regulatory pathway, potentially jeopardizing existing market access if not managed proactively. Ignoring these dynamic changes is not an option. Failing to adapt to a reclassification could lead to non-compliance, rejection of registration renewals, or even mandated product recalls. The core of this new requirement is proactive vigilance. Manufacturers can no longer rely on their initial classification determination as a permanent status. Instead, they must integrate ongoing monitoring into their post-market surveillance and regulatory intelligence activities. So, what concrete steps should your regulatory and quality teams be taking right now? First, we recommend establishing a robust and systematic process for monitoring NMPA announcements related to the classification catalog. This isn't a task for a quarterly review. It requires frequent, dedicated attention. Second, conduct a comprehensive risk assessment of your current product portfolio in China. Identify which of your devices operate in categories where technology or clinical understanding is rapidly evolving, as these are prime candidates for reclassification. Third, update your internal quality management system and regulatory procedures to formally incorporate this dynamic monitoring obligation. Your procedures must reflect the new reality that classification is an ongoing activity, not a one-time event. Finally, consider leveraging local expertise. Having a partner on the ground in China who can provide real-time intelligence and interpret the nuances of NMPA's thinking can be invaluable in anticipating changes before they are formally announced. This shift by the NMPA underscores a broader global trend toward more adaptive and risk-based regulatory oversight. While it introduces new challenges, it also aims to enhance patient safety by ensuring that device classifications accurately reflect current scientific understanding and real-world performance data. Navigating this new landscape requires diligence and a proactive mindset. If your team needs assistance navigating the complexities of China's NMPA regulations or any other global market, we invite you to check out Pure Global. We specialize in helping medtech companies streamline their global market access. For more resources, including our free AI-powered regulatory tools and device database, please check the links in the description. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.